Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into Enphase Energy.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, a company making waves in the solar industry, but in a way that could totally change how we think about energy.
Hmm.
By the end of this deep dive, you'll have a solid understanding of Enphase's business model, their management team, how their financials are looking, and even some potential risks they face.
Sounds comprehensive.
Oh, and stick around because we've got a fascinating twist at the end that you won't want to miss.
I'm intrigued already.
So what makes Enphase stand out in the crowded solar market?
Well, what's really fascinating about Enphase is that they're not just churning out solar panels like many others.
Right.
They've taken a different path, focusing on a technology called microinverters.
Okay, microinverters. Now that piqued my curiosity.
Be clever, really.
So tell me more. What are they, and why has Enphase chosen to build their business around them?
All right, so picture this in a typical solar panel system. You have this one central inverter that converts all the DC electricity the panels generate into AC electricity that your home can actually use.
Makes sense.
But Enphase decided to flip the script. They put a microinverter on each individual panel.
So instead of one big brain for the whole system, each panel has its own little brain.
Exactly. And that's where the magic happens. Because each panel operates independently, even if one panel gets shaded, say, by a tree or something, the others keep producing power at their full potential.
Oh, that's smart.
No,
So no single point of failure.
precisely. Plus, maintenance is a breeze because you can monitor each panel individually. It's a super resilient and efficient system overall.
That makes a lot of sense. This microinverter technology sounds pretty groundbreaking.
It is.
How did Enphase become a leader in this space?
Well, their story begins back in 2006.
Okay.
And just a couple years later, they introduced the world's first microinverter system. It was a game changer for the solar industry.
Wow,
And by 2012, they'd already shipped over 1 million microinverters.
that's impressive.
This rapid growth speaks volumes about their commitment to innovation and their knack for anticipating industry shifts.
They were ahead of the curve, it seems.
Absolutely.
But even with revolutionary technology, a company needs a strong leadership to truly thrive.
Right.
What can you tell us about Enphase's management team? Who's steering the ship?
At the helm right now is CEO Bajanarayan Kothandaraman.
Okay,
He's been leading the company for a while, and his track record is generally seen as positive.
that's good.
However, it's worth noting that Enphase's stock has taken a bit of a dip recently.
Oh, that's never a good sign. What's behind this decline?
Well, the solar market isn't expanding as rapidly as it was a few years ago,
I see.
which has put pressure on a lot of companies in the sector.
Right.
Additionally, Enphase has faced some challenges with lower than expected margins in their battery business. And of course, competition in the solar space is always fierce.
Yeah, it's a hot market.
But there are some positive signals too. Their upcoming earnings report is projected to show a significant increase in earnings per share,
Oh, that's good to hear.
which could hint at a potential rebound.
Fingers crossed. But at the end of the day, any investment decision boils down to a company's financial health.
Absolutely.
Let's break down Enphase's financials. What kind of shape are they in?
All right, as of February 28th of this year, Enphase has a market cap of $7.59 billion.
Okay.
Their PE ratio is currently at 76.73, with revenue clocking in at $1.33 billion.
That it?
They also have a gross margin of 47.3%, which is considered quite healthy, and a positive free cash flow of $480.1 million.
Those are some big numbers, but what do they actually tell us about their financial stability and potential for growth?
Well, these numbers paint a picture of a company in a very solid financial position. That positive free cash flow is particularly encouraging.
How so?
Well, it indicates that Enphase is generating more cash than it's spending.
That's always a good sign. What about their PE ratio? Does that give us any insights?
Absolutely. While a PE ratio of 76.73 might seem high at first glance, it's important to consider the context of the industry. When we compare it to the average PE ratio for companies in the renewable energy sector, Enphase's ratio actually suggests that their stock might be undervalued.
Undervalued. Now, that's a word investors love to hear.
Indeed.
But before we get too excited, what about their debt situation? Are they managing that responsibly?
Yes, their debt-to-equity ratio is definitely something to keep an eye on.
Okay.
But it's within a manageable range for a company at their stage of growth.
Good.
What I find particularly impressive is their working capital efficiency and their ability to effectively convert resources into cash. It really points to a strategic and disciplined approach to financial management.
So they're innovative, financially sound, and potentially undervalued.
It seems so.
Enphase is starting to sound pretty appealing.
It's definitely a company worth considering.
But what are other investors saying about all of this?
Good question.
Let's shift gears and explore the market sentiment surrounding Enphase.
Sounds good. Well, the market, it's always a bit of a roller coaster, isn't it?
That's one way to put it.
Lately, there's been quite a bit of volatility surrounding Enphase's stock.
Yeah, we mentioned that 52-week low earlier.
Right. That was partly due to some jitters in the broader market.
So are investors feeling bearish about Enphase's future then?
Not necessarily. While the stock's been down, the long-term outlook for Enphase remains pretty positive.
Okay, that's good to hear.
In fact, several analysts have given Enphase a buy rating,
Oh, really?
with price targets suggesting a significant upside potential.
Interesting. So we've got analysts who are bullish, but a market that's been a bit shaky.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bit of a mixed bag. What's driving this uncertainty?
It's a combination of factors, really. On one hand, Enphase is making some strategic moves, like expanding its grid services programs and launching these cool new products.
Right.
But they're also facing some headwinds, like declining revenue in Europe and some ongoing legal challenges.
Okay, so some positive developments, but also potential roadblocks.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder about the investors who are holding the reins of this company.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about Enphase ownership structure?
Enphase has a fairly diverse ownership structure,
Okay.
but one notable aspect is the high level of institutional ownership.
Hold on, before we go any further.
Sure.
Can you explain why this ownership structure even matters? Why should we care?
Good point. It offers valuable insights into investor confidence and the potential direction of the company.
Okay, I'm listening.
So in Enphase's case, major institutional investors like Vanguard and BlackRock,
Big names.
they hold significant stakes in the company.
Okay.
And this suggests that they see long-term potential in Enphase, not just a quick profit opportunity.
So it's like they're placing a long-term bet on Enphase success.
Exactly.
That's reassuring, I guess.
Yeah.
What about the people actually running the show?
You mean the insiders?
Yeah. Are they buying or selling their own stock?
Well, insider ownership is moderate,
Okay.
and recent transactions have been a bit of a mixed bag, with some insiders selling and others buying.
Interesting to see those different perspectives, even within the company itself.
Right.
Speaking of navigating different perspectives, no deep dive is complete without a good old risk assessment.
Of course.
What are some of the potential storms Enphase might face down the road?
Well, every company faces risks,
True.
and Enphase is no exception. A SWOT analysis can be really helpful here.
A SWOT analysis.
Yeah, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Okay, let's break down. What are Enphase's key strengths?
Well, their microinverter technology is definitely a major strength. It
Yeah.
gives them a real edge in terms of efficiency, reliability, and safety.
Makes sense.
They also benefit from strong brand recognition, a diverse product portfolio, and a global reach.
That's a pretty solid foundation.
It is.
But every company has its weaknesses too.
Right.
Where could Enphase potentially stumble?
Well, one vulnerability is their dependence on the solar energy market.
I see.
If demand for solar solutions slows down or government incentives decrease,
Yeah, that makes sense.
it could definitely impact their profitability.
For sure.
Mm.
What else?
They also have a premium pricing strategy compared to some competitors.
Yep.
And their technology, while innovative, requires specialized installation, which can add complexity and cost.
Right. So there's a trade-off there.
Yeah.
Innovation often comes at a price.
True.
But let's look at the bright side.
You mean the opportunities?
Exactly. Are there new horizons that Enphase could explore?
Absolutely. The global shift towards renewable energy represents a massive opportunity for growth.
No doubt about that.
They're already expanding into new markets like Southeast Asia.
Oh, wow.
And their commitment to developing new products could unlock even greater potential.
Exciting. What about strategic partnerships?
Definitely, strategic partnerships are another area ripe with possibilities.
Lots of potential there. Okay, now for the part that always makes me a little nervous.
The threats.
You got it. What could potentially rain on Enphase's solar parade?
Well, competition is fierce in the solar industry,
Yeah, I bet.
with new players emerging all the time. This constant pressure requires Enphase to stay agile and keep innovating to maintain its edge.
Definitely can't rest on their laurels.
Exactly.
Okay.
Regulatory changes and policy uncertainty in different regions can also create instability and impact the entire sector.
That's always a concern.
And of course, we can't ignore the possibility of disruptive technologies emerging
Oh, yeah.
that could potentially make even cutting-edge solutions like microinverters obsolete one day.
It's a fast-moving industry.
For sure.
So we've explored Enphase's strengths, their weaknesses, the opportunities and threats they face.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have. What's the final verdict? Is this solar innovator a buy, a hold, or a sell?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
After our deep dive, what's the verdict?
Well, Enphase certainly has a lot going for it.
Right.
Their innovative technology, their strong financials, and their prime position in this booming renewable energy sector, all really compelling reasons to be optimistic.
So are you saying bye-bye, should I call my broker right now?
Hold your horses. While Enphase has a lot of positives, we also need to acknowledge those market headwinds and potential risks we talked about.
Right. Okay.
It's wise to do your own research, monitor the company's performance, and consider the broader industry landscape.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But you promised us a fascinating twist.
I did, didn't I?
Don't leave us hanging.
Yeah.
What's the big reveal?
All right, so what I find truly captivating about Enphase is their work on a grid-agnostic platform.
Okay, grid agnostic, what does that even mean?
Imagine a solar energy system that can operate completely independently of the power grid.
Whoa, that sounds futuristic.
It's a potential game changer.
So how would that work in real life?
Enphase is developing technology that allows their systems to store and manage energy locally, reducing reliance on those traditional power grids.
Oh, I see.
Think about it, increased energy independence, resilience during outages, and even the possibility of selling excess energy back to the grid.
That's incredible. This grid-agnostic technology could totally revolutionize how we think about energy.
Exactly. Enphase isn't just riding the solar wave, they're shaping the future of energy itself.
That's so cool. Well, there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into Enphase Energy, a company with innovative technology, solid financials, and the ambition to change the way we power our world.
It's an exciting company to watch.
What are your takeaways? What surprised you? Let us know in the comments below.
We love hearing your thoughts.
And hey, while you're there, tell us what stocks you think we should investigate next.
Always open to suggestions.
You can find links to all the sources we used in the episode description.
And be sure to check those out.
And don't forget to subscribe to the Stock Analytics AI YouTube channel for more insightful deep dives, just like this one.
We release new episodes every week.
We're here to help you navigate the complex world of investing one fascinating company at a time.
Exactly. But as always, remember that the information we shared in this deep dive is for educational purposes only.
Right.
It should not be taken as financial advice.
Of course.
Our AI-powered research provides a solid foundation.
Definitely.
But it's crucial to conduct your own due diligence and consult with a financial professional before making any investment decisions.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this electrifying journey into the world of Enphase Energy. Until next time, happy investing.